Welcome to San Francisco. We're here at the Fisherman's Wharf, Bay Area, where today we're going to be embarking on a journey to Alcatraz Island. So we're getting a boat tour today to Alcatraz Island to go explore it, see what it's all about, and show you guys here on YouTube. Alcatraz Island was home to some of the most dangerous prisoners, as it was a maximum penitentiary. It is located on an island for obvious reasons, because they didn't want people to escape, as these were some of the most notorious people on the planet, like Al Capone and Machine Gun Kelly. It was opened in the mid-90s and it's shut. People think it's shut because of the 4 people that escaped, when in reality it's shut because of the high costs to keep it maintaining and running. So they had to shut it. We're here in the Bay Area and our tour is at 11:30 and it's currently around 10:30. So first, we're gonna go to CVS and get a drink. So we're here at CVS and we're gonna get a drink before we embark on our journey.
Hello, good morning.
Hello. Right, where are the drinks? Oh, down here. What are you thinking?
Probably Dr.
I'm gonna get some water because hydration. So we're getting some natural spring water for this journey. So we're at CVS now. We have got our water, and what else did we get?
We got Cheetos, Flaming Hot Lemon.
Yeah, you won't see that in the UK.
And I got a Dr. Pepper.
Dr. Pepper, and I got some water. So we're heading back now to Pier 33, where we're going to embark our boat at 11:30. So we're here now waiting. We're at Pier 33, and while we're waiting for 11:30 for our ship, thought we'd try some of these. So we'll give you a taste test. You ready?
Yeah.
You cannot get these in the UK. I've never seen them, or at least not the lemon versions.
That's my good.
Right, I'm trying it. You ready? Good.
They're very good.
Nah,
They're a bit spicy. They're not very strong and lemon flavoured.
no, I can't really taste much lime, but look, I mean, insanely artificially produced. But
No crisp should ever be this colour.
no, it shouldn't really.
They're good. Drip
What
the
do you give
average.
it out of 10? Very addictive. Like, I could have the whole packet now.
I'm gonna rate them an 8.
8?
They're not very limey, but they're pretty spicy actually.
I say, holy moly, I say, they've got into the back of my throat now. I say 7 out of 10. Oh my god. So in terms of what happens here is they check your tickets when you come in here, and you can either sit around here, or if you come on time, you can go straight into line and wait for the boat over there at the pier. But obviously we've come about an hour early, so we're just going to sit around and chill, aren't we?
Yeah. I ate these.
And eat them. So a woman came to us and said that we can board earlier, so we've not actually come at 11:30. We're here at 10:45. So we're currently sat on the top deck of the boat, and there in the distance is the island. Should take about 10 minutes or so, and we'll be there to explore the most infamous island in the world. What an amazing view you get of San Francisco. You have the Alcatraz Island, the Golden Gate Bridge, Fisherman's Wharf, the Coit Tower, and downtown San Francisco. So So guys, we're now arriving at Alcatraz Island, or if you're like me, you might know it as Mob of the Dead from Call of Duty. Yes, this was a Call of Duty map on Black Ops 2, and if you're like a young lad like me, you will literally know how to get around this island, even if you've never been here before, which to me is absolutely crazy. So I'm going to take you now, guys, on a tour of the island and show you what it's all about. So everyone, welcome to Alcatraz Island. We have made it, we've got off the boat, we've listened to the welcoming audio thing, and now we're going up the ramp to get our audio guides. Here is the dock. This is where you come off the boat. There's nothing much going on really down here. The entrance is up here. This is the iconic watchtower from Mob of the Dead. If you know, you know about that. And yeah, let's show you guys around. So once we've got the audio tour, we'll show you guys around the whole prison. Currently getting to this audio tour is a bit of a hill itself. It's quite a hilly place to get to. So if you've got mobility issues, they offer a tram service to get there. But like, oof, we've still got a way to go. So yeah, it's gonna be fun. This has been a childhood dream of mine, so coming here, Mob of the Dead, Alcatraz Island, to me is absolutely crazy. So before we actually start the tour of the island, I just want to talk about the price and how much this cost us. It cost about $45 each, that was before tax. So in total it was around $100, which in the UK is about 80 pounds around there, yeah, we paid. And that includes the ferry there and back, and obviously the audio tour of the whole island, which I guess for two people, 80 quid, that's not the worst. So yeah, if anyone's wondering about how much that cost us, that's how much it is. This was the morgue, where if anyone died, unfortunately they had to bring them here. This is sat just outside of the actual cell house. We are now entering the main prison. Oh my god, this looks scary, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Whoa. Whoa. Look at the doors, they literally look like prison doors, literally. Oh my god, that's so crazy. Alright guys, let's take you in. Welcome in. Guys, if you know about the washroom from Call of Duty, then you know this is where you have to do the mission to get the acid gap, or at least part of it. Wow, this is so crazy to me. Yeah, these were the showers slash washrooms where we'd wash the clothes, and all here are the showers. As you can see, all of the heads all going down, so people would line up and just get showered here. Wow, this is crazy. So nostalgic to me, and for probably many of you who have played Mob of the Dead, obviously. Crazy. So we've been given our audio tour set. You get this little machine here and these headphones, and obviously we got it in English. And once you get them, the tour starts here. Let's go up and show you guys. So we have entered the cell house. Absolutely crazy. So I'm going to give you a tour of the cell. So you have simple cage doors here. You had the metal beds, a toilet, a sink, and two mini little tables for whatever you did. And that's how the prisoners lived. They had showers twice a week, but apart from that, this is where they were. Guys, this is just history right here, look at this. I mean, it's absolutely insane, this. I cannot believe it. Look at the prisons. The prison cells, look how they lived. Pure metal. Basic amenities. I mean, if you were here in the mid-90s as a prisoner, Your life must have been absolute hell. Just look at it. So the place has 3 floors and multiple sections, but we're in the actual main cell house here. It has 3 rows, so 1, 2 and 3, each with 3 levels, so you can imagine how many cells are actually here, each looking identical and preserved, with the beds, toilets, sinks and the tables. But some obviously don't. For example, look at this one. Look at the toilet. And they've kept it how it is to show the history of the place. Absolutely crazy. If you ever get the chance to come here, guys, please come here, because this is history at your eyes. Marvellous. The area I'm stood in right now is called Times Square. That was the entrance from the wash house and the showers. We went round and came around here. And if you know about that clock from Call of Duty Zombies, very famous.
Pris ben des photos.
So this is now the recreational yard. This is where the inmates came to spend their time outside, maybe working out or just having a chat with other inmates. But this is where it happened. Now obviously, as we are in a prison, coming to a place like this as a recreational yard had to be earned. But from what I'm listening to, this place was the favourite place for people to come. They used to play games like bridge, and they still have things like this on the floor. Yes, it's full of poo. However, look at it. History on the floor right here. And this is where they came. They played handball, dominoes, or whatever it had to be, for them to have a bit of enjoyment on this hell on a rock. So now we are entering D block. So this was called the treatment unit, and this was basically for the most dangerous, also called isolation. Within D block, people here stayed 24 hours a day in their cells and were typically only allowed out once a week. Which, thinking in terms of modern times, that is absolutely crazy. For you living in there 7 days a week without having to move. This was for the most dangerous people. So as I said, here in D block, this is for the most dangerous inmates, where they cannot leave their cells, typically only once a week. But what's funny is, as I've heard on here, these cells are the most comfy and the roomiest. As you can see, they're padded, they have a bit more space. So, maybe it was worth coming in, who knows? Here are some of the most famous inmates, including Al Capone, Machine Gun Kelly, and the Birdman. Now here in D block, if you think about it in terms of Mob of the Dead, this room here was the spawn room. That was the room we had all the windows where the zombies came in, and through that gate also where they came in. So this was the spawn room. We're here at the hold, or the isolation area within D block. Now this was where people were kept in 24 hours a day with the lights off, with no amenities at all. This was the people that didn't behave themselves and were the worst of the worst on the prison, and they were had to kept within these steel doors and shut 24 hours a day. We'll take you into one now. Could you imagine living in this 24 hours a day? No light, only with your thoughts. That must be absolutely crazy and drive people to probably suicide. Look at it. Could you do it? Because I certainly couldn't. Once you're through D block, you enter the library. Now here prisoners could get privileges to subscribe to books, or if they have the privilege, they could write on a piece of paper which book they wanted, and if they had it, they would get it brought to the cells. But apart from that, on an island like this, most people probably did not get books or have that privilege. So this is what a typical cell would look like if it was furnished. As you can see, covers on the bed, game of chess or whatever the hell that is, and all the little things that they probably had, the Colgate, the checkers, pictures, books, little tins. That is what they lived with. So we are here at the visitation windows. This is where the prisoners came if anyone came to visit them. 9 times out of 10 most people and families and friends did not come to visit them, as stated on the audio guide. However, on the occasion someone did come to visit them, you know, kids who had grown up and wanted to see their fathers, things like that. This is where the prisoners would come to come and see them, looking through these windows. This is Michigan Avenue, the home of where the 4 convicts escaped Alcatraz prison. This is one of the examples of one of the cells where they used chisels and hammers and ends of spoons to dig out the back of the toilet and escape into the utility corridor, whilst using cement and other parts to create fake heads. We are now currently back on Broadway, and this area was known as the segregation area because here blacks were separated from the whites. In modern times that is something crazy to say and would never happen, but back then in that time of America it was normal. So the Mexicans, the Indians, the whites, they would all cell next to each other, but the blacks, they had to be separated and celled in other places. We now are entering the dining hall. This was the area where inmates could only have 3 meals a day for 20 minutes each meal. Here in the dining hall, this was considered the most dangerous room in the whole cell house. Why? Because obviously people had to eat with forks, knives, spoons, and that is obviously a weapon to these types of people. Over 200 men were housed in here, and every 3 meals they would eat all in here, all together, no matter if you were dangerous or one of the good guys. So here in the dining room now, the audio guide is now complete. I'm not sure what's happening next, but in terms of the whole cell house now, we have vlogged and shown you guys. So we had the Broadway, we had Times Square, we had the showers, the dining room, the isolation area, the library. So yeah, let's see what happens next. So once you give your audio guide back in that room, you can come into a room here that talks about incarceration and modern day incarceration and can we do better in terms of how it was back then when Alcatraz was open to now, and the things that politicians are doing nowadays. Personally, I'm not really interested, but I was more interested in the prison. But if you want to read in this area, it looks fascinating. And of course any museum or national site will not be complete without a good old gift shop. So yeah, overpriced tat is in here. What do you think about this?
It's just expensive stuff, isn't it?
Expensive overpriced tat, as we say in the UK. But some good stuff, to be fair. Look, you can get posters, cool. Look at that. Magazines, get picture frames. I don't know why they sell stuff like this. You know, gold, what's this got to do with Alcatraz? But yeah, anyway. Cool magnets though. Regulations and rules that they were. Look, for example, you are entitled to food, clothing, shelter and medical attention. Anything else you get is a privilege. Sounds about right. And of course a lot of memorabilia about the people who escaped. Well, the 4 people, which to this day, no one knows how they did it. So yeah, good stuff. And just like that, the tour of Alcatraz cell house has finished. Initial thoughts, what did you think?
It was pretty interesting, yeah.
Very interesting.
A lot of informative information.
Very informative to see how the prisoners lived, how the 4 people escaped, which was very interesting, and all of the routines and everything that went on the island in the mid-90s. Very good stuff. So we've now left the actual building, the cell house, and we're back on the outside and we're walking towards the lighthouse. So once you have left the cell house and finished your audio guide tour, you can come out here to this last area to visit, where in front of me you can find the warden's house. This was the man in charge of the island. He would delegate tasks to all of the other officers, and yeah, this is probably where he lived and worked. It is now in ruins, but yeah, you can still see the remains of it. And here behind me you have the United States Coast Guard lighthouse. This is obviously to direct ships in and out of the island, because back then the seas were probably very choppy in the dark and windy conditions, especially if there was a storm, to bring food and the guards in and off the island. Alright guys, so we've come to the end of the video now. If you've enjoyed our tour of the cell house, of the island, of the boat coming here, give it a like and subscribe. Tegan, what do you think of the island?
I don't know.
Okay, so she doesn't know, but I think it was very worth the $45, especially.
Oh, yeah, it was definitely good value for money. You got the boat here and back, and the tour was good. The audio tour was good. The gift shop was good. The prices were a bit steep, but you don't have to buy the gift shop. So
yeah, it
was really informative. The fact that you can go into some of the cells and you can also see.
It's a once in a lifetime experience. You can see how the guys escaped, you can see how the prisoners lived, and overall I would say it's worth it. So like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.